SHOT Show 2023 was the worst SHOT Show ever. You guys say it every year, but this year it's true because I turned f***ing 40 years old on the last day of SHOT Show. Still don't have my voice back from my decent birthday party at the Double Down Saloon. A lot of you guys showed up. Love you boys and the 4 or 5 lovely ladies who also attended. Now that the show's over and influencers have gone into hibernation in the sewers beneath the Sands Convention Center until next year, I'm giving you the definitive list of the top 5 objectively best handguns at SHOT Show 2023, top 5 long guns to follow, and that will wrap up our SHOT Show coverage through this weekend. Over 80 videos turned out by TFBTV, mostly on our TFBTV Showtime channel. Not screwing with you guys, it's a totally different channel than this one. It just crossed over 100,000 subs this show. Congratulations to us. Go over there, subscribe right now. It's the top link in the description of this video. 80-something videos over there for you to check out. This might be the most bizarre top 5 ever because we only have one 9mm on this top 5 handgun list, and it's in the number 5 slot. The Laugo Alien Creator was unveiled at SHOT for a smooth $7,500. Pretty sporty. You guys know the Alien. It's basically a cheat code for gun gamers. Lowest possible bore axis, high speed, low drag, costs half a year of mortgage payments. And it's not the number 5, but appropriately the RIA 5.0 is. The 5.0 is a budget-minded competition gun made by the boys at Rock Island Armory, but unlike many of RIA's guns, this one's 100% made in the U.S., no disrespect to their excellent economy line of guns made in a chain of Pacific Islands that's more American than actual Hawaii, the Philippines. My boy John McClain says, welcome to the party, pal, and breaks you down on this new pistol.
This firearm is something that has been 7 years in the making. Well, longer than that, but as far as our production side of it, this is the one that everyone kind of been talking about. It was just recently on the cover of American Handgunner magazine. This is the 5.0 from RIA USA. So we opened up our facility in Cedar City, Utah. Here's the big project that we've been working on that's been on the down low. Now, what makes this thing interesting is not that, it's not that it's a gun or anything like that. The first thing you'll notice is it looks like a striker fired to your audience out there, but in fact, when you look down there, you can actually see the hammer because it is an internal hammer system, which means that the trigger is not a striker-fired trigger. It's actually more of a single-action hammer-fired trigger feel to it. Now,
why do I want that? Why do I want that?
You know, you just get a little bit nicer, cleaner pull through. I mean, throughout the entire trigger pull, it's a little bit nicer, a little bit cleaner, a little bit smoother. So even from the pre-travel, it's just glass smooth. The brake, it kind of rolls through the brake as well, and then not much over travel. And the reset is, I always compare this as like if in 1911 and a striker fired had a baby, this is what it would have been. Now, the other thing about this firearm that's interesting is if you watch the barrel as I cycle it, you'll notice that all it does is slide back and forth. There's no barrel tilt to it, and that's because of how the barrel and the slide lock up as a complete system, and that's from our RVS ram valve system. So that's the recoil system that's in here. Basically, this gun does not take apart like every other gun. You're probably gonna have to read the instruction manuals once or twice, just to get used to how the system breaks down. But as far as the internals of here, the way that recoil system works makes this gun feel extremely soft while you're shooting it. You don't get a lot of visual distortion from the sight picture, like it's very predictable, and because of how low the bore axis is on this gun, it just shoots and feels very flat and very soft. So even though we're shooting, typically we shoot 124 factory load arm square ammunition through it, it's almost like you're shooting a gamer load just because of the recoil system and everything in here.
So what was my point about that thing, the intro with the Laugo Alien there? Oh yeah, this is the Laugo Alien we have at home. At $1,000, it ain't cheap, but you can buy the 5.0, a case of ammo, and Hop's Old Suburban, plus have change for post-range Chipotle and Modelo's, instead of buying the Alien Laugo pistol. Not the same gun, the Laugo, of course, completely different, but dollar for dollar, This is a pretty fantastic value for a gamer gun, all made in the US by the boys at RIA. Number 4, always the controversy slot, because you don't lead in with a pocket SMG, but you don't make it number 1 either. So, I'm going with the B&T TP380. tfbtv unveiled this gun like 6-7 months ago, but SHOT Show was the official release to the public, so we're going to count it here. Properly configured, it's really a pistol caliber carbine or a submachine gun that literally fits into a fanny pack with a standard capacity magazine, an optic, and yes, even a folding stock. Technically, these are going to come in the country as pistols, but in a way, aren't all PCCs just really big pistols when you think about it? This gun's more of a cyberpunk wet dream than banging Motoko Kusanagi, and it defies the laws of physics with its size to power ratio. It can accept up to 30 round magazines, mount an aim point acro, and a suppressor, and a custom-made minimalist folding stock, but still fit into one of Hickok 45's Reeboks. This is one of the guns I'm the most pumped about for 2023. Is 9mm superior to 380? Absolutely, but guns like the TP380 show you why the manlet 9mm isn't off the menu. You still get a round that barely skates by the FBI's terminal performance standards, but in a much smaller footprint than 9. I love it. Buy one of these, a few Swiss Stendos, and you'll have your suburban neighborhood cul-de-sac on lock, my friend. So, funny story, I film a video with High Point at someone's room at the Venetian Hotel. Certainly not my room at the Venetian Hotel, but it was someone's, I don't know whose. Venetian security apparently goes up to High Point the next day, and they said, whose room did you film that video in? So, kind of messed up. Guys, thank you so much, Venetian security, for watching all of my videos this year from SHOT Show 2023. Really appreciate it. So for number 3, we've got a 10. You see where I'm going with this, the High Point 10. The JXP 10mm is High Point's first ever 10mm pistol, as High Point jumps on the bandwagon, turning the tide in favor of 10mm to wash over 45 ACP forever, just like the ghost army of Oathbreakers at Minas Tirith. And if you don't like Lord of the Rings references, you can go fuck yourself. Boys, we're talking about a $200 10mm handgun that holds 11 rounds of 10. I just call this gun your mom because, like I showed you in my video review, it might be big, it might be ugly, but this thing will put out. Look at that. Let's have a look at this. 7 yards, maybe a little over 7 yards. And I mean, that's like rapid fire 10 mil. With, you know, the okay sights, they're not great. You know, they're High Point sights, High Point trigger. I don't think it gets much better than that. I think it's better than Test Target. It might be. It might be. I'm just saying. Relatedly, even though we've been cock teased on High Point's YC9 or Yeet Cannon 9 for over 3 years, the JXP-10 is unofficially the first real Yeet cannon because it has all the Yeet cannon features, including Glock-compatible front sights, recontoured slide, frame with Picatinny rail, better grips, threaded barrel. I have a theory on how we can all get a free High Point JXP-10, a free one. If all of us spend $200 on a JXP-10 now, equilibrium supply for 10mm ammo will increase and equilibrium price will decrease, saving more than the $200 we spent on our YC-10s on ammo over our lifetimes. Just a theory, but it's pretty sound, and basically I'm telling you that if enough of us buy YC-10s, then they're all going to be free in a few years. Makes a lot of sense. Speaking of ammo on the come up, I love Smith & Wesson quietly smashing the shit out of the show without telling anyone. Well, I knew this was coming down the pipe. Corey, if you're watching this video, Corey at Smith & Wesson, I am so pissed off. I am so pissed that you didn't tell me that this was going to be at SHOT Show. The Smith & Wesson M&P 57, I had to find out just like a regular asshole. I don't have any range time yet with this gun, but my God, if it performs like the other guns of the M&P line, this could be the ender reel of 5.7 pistols. MSRP is going to be $700, so it'll street in the 6s, but you're getting a brilliant rotating chamber design. The barrel will be fixed, but the mechanical unlocking device will be at the rear of the barrel, a rotating chamber, which will both reduce felt recoil, already low with the 5.7, and allow suppressor use without a Nielsen device. It's also optics ready, has a 1/2x28 threaded barrel, which I bet will work with most of your 22 caliber suppressors. If you don't believe that, I've done a video on 22 suppressors on 5.7 pistols before, look it up.
That's quiet.
That's quiet.
That's definitely the quietest in the subsonic.
Yeah, and it took care of the first round pop.
But the real kicker here is that somehow the M&P 5.7 will hold 23 total rounds of 5.7 with flush fit magazines, but this gun's going to be just as thin as the Smith & Wesson Shield. Amazing.
If you can believe this, Smith & Wesson Shield on the right, and then you've got the 5.7 on the left.
The jury's still out on FN 5.7 terminal performance on soft targets, but I've shown in a number of videos that the right rounds will in fact punch through armor up to and including low-end level 3 rifle armor and still deliver energy on target. FN, Ruger, and Keltec are all on Team 5.7, so stock's going up for this round in a big way, especially with this new pistol from Smith. Bravo, Smith & Wesson, well done. My number one gun, what's it gonna be? Hard to say. It ranks as number 2 for the hardest secret I've had to keep in my tenure as executive producer of tfbtv other than the Glock carbine. I got to see blueprints of this gun almost 2 years ago, and then I got to see the finished product in Italy last spring. You guessed it, the Beretta 80X. I've already done 2 videos about it, so I'll spare you all the details. You can just watch those. More or less, this is the Beretta Cheetah, reborn, but with improved ergonomics, improved reliability with hollow points, optics readiness, Picatinny rail, more durable finish, believe it or not, even a better trigger than the original. Again, 380s like 9mm for ants, but this gun should still shape up to be the king of concealable 380s with 14 rounds of 99 grain Federal HST on tap, in a gun that's probably going to be similar in size to a Glock 26, maybe a little heavier. Plus, you're getting real performance from the 380 caliber out of the 4-inch barrel instead of the Vienna sausage barrels we've gotten used to after the P380 kicked off 380 pocket madness, most of those being 2-inch barrels. There's virtually nothing wrong with this pistol, although if it were up to me, I would like to do a slick frame without any Picatinny rail, and the option for cocked and locked carry instead of the decocker it has now, but I'm not complaining. Top 5 handguns, SHOT Show 2023. Do me a favor, let me know what your favorite handgun from the show was, whether or not you agree with me, and thanks to 511 Tactical for sponsoring this whole mess. See you guys in a couple of days for the top 5 rifles. Feel free to let me know your favorite rifle from the show in the comments too, because I haven't even put that list together yet by the time you're watching this video. So holler at me in the comments. Stay tuned. Don't forget to subscribe to Showtime, and I'll see you next time.